And this race at the moment is getting world renowned. I mean, the 80 to 100 cars, buggies and trucks that are here is just getting so, it's just getting so competitive, and really people around the world are watching this event and coming across and really looking at it and running it.
This event's quite iconic, and it's probably the pinnacle of our sport. I mean, if you think about big races in the world, you know, this is probably one of the biggest around the world, and it's one that you definitely want to win.
That's right. It's all about the being part of the event, because it is a great event. Probably one of the biggest off-road races in the world.
Yeah, the event's huge for off-roading. I would say it's our biggest in the calendar. The hype, the prep, everything it takes for the workshop. 2 sort of months out, we're thinking about it. It's 100% focused on Finke.
My favourite race, for sure. You know, like the atmosphere, the old mates you meet, that you've met over the years, and everyone's here. The town's in a buzz.
This is our 18th go at Finke, and back in I think it was '96 we had our first one, and we haven't been able to stay away since.
Something about the event keeps bringing you back. I think it's an event that's close to our family's heart. We grew up in Alice Springs, and each year we keep coming back, whether we're a spectator or a competitor. So yes, the event's pretty special.
This race is 235 kilometres point to point, so you do that in one day. In terms of the track, you've got a few small, very fast sections where you're probably doing 230, 240 kilometres an hour. Most of the rest of the track is what they call whoops, which is basically these undulations that go along, and you try and get up on top of these whoops. In terms of doing that, you've got a 2-tonne race car trying to do probably 200k plus an hour on top of this. It's quite demanding. You've got your head's constantly going from side to side, you're getting arm pump. It's a real battle, and the silly thing about this race is the faster you go over these things, the easier it is, which isn't always makes sense up here when you're doing it.
The thing that gets us most is the whoops, and it's a challenge to yourself. Like, we can race against every other truck and buggy and obviously want to go as fast as we can, but I think it's a race with man and machine to get through these big whoops, get to the other end as quick and cleanly as you can, and it's just a challenge. It can be a $5 bolt that lets you down, and it could be just something so simple, and generally that's how it works.
You could never describe it, but it's really exhilarating. You really do get knocked around in the car, because they say, oh, the big cars ride better. Well, that just means you hit them harder.
Yeah, getting in the truck is a feeling that you just feel like you're Superman to a certain degree. It takes a while to get the hang of it and used to the speed, but you put enough effort into it. It's very similar to a bike, actually, if you can imagine sort of a high-speed bike run. You pop in the nose. It's the car's got an attitude of its own, and you do have to just control it and just keep on that just on the right side of that tight edge of going too quick. Just
because it's such a tough race and there's a lot of attrition, it's actually finishing the race, and if you finish, hopefully up the pointy end somewhere, because it is such a demanding race physically, and it's a very hard race on the cars, and not a lot of people finish, so just to do that,
Get thrown around a bit, but the getting up on the famous Finke whoops, once you get up on top of them and start picking across the top of them, there's no feeling like it in the world.
These whoops, sometimes going faster across them is better than going slower to get across the top. So suspension's very important, your navigator's very important, and really you've got to psych yourself up. If you're not mentally prepared as well as physically prepared and the car, you're going to struggle.
I don't like the whoops.
Pretty scary, some of them, no question about that. They're getting deeper.
It's just one of those races, you never want to just take it for granted, what's over the next hill, because it just changes,
Like a lot of people say, and I'd agree, the Finke race to us is what Bathurst would be to the Supercar or something like that.
No question, this is the Bathurst of all races in Australia, and that, in my opinion, and it's just so much of a challenge to get there and back, and absolutely.
This is a special event. It's something that brings you back. I don't know what it is. Haven't been able to figure it out yet.
No matter how much money it costs or how much time and effort, you just keep coming back for it.
Everyone wants it. It's that bucket list. If you get it, you laugh. And I'm lucky enough to have it 5 times, so I'm real lucky.
The Melbourne Cup, the AORC, it's the Bathurst of the Bush. It's one of those races that just everyone gets behind. It's funny, we raced the US earlier this year, and people don't so much ask about off-road and racing in Australia, but they ask about Finke. They all want to know about Finke.